Glenville State, the first West Virginia Big 12 Conference champion back in the early days in the league for West Virginia.
Well, that was a heck of a breakthrough, and obviously it showed that even West Virginia can be competitive in the Big 12, and Coach Flynn has done a great job from that point forward and being more so that way, putting out some great talent and some great outcomes so far.
Coach Tim Flynn, again, with this West Virginia program on the rise. They begin today ranked in the top 25. Louis Gill for West Virginia at 125, scoring against Bryce Nichols here in the first few seconds.
Just a nice single leg and a good finish. As you'd like to see, right? You want to see people attack. He attacked him pretty quick. Did some good job, nice job with a tilt here, getting in some near fall points.
This is the same theme that we saw in the opening duel of the season against American. West Virginia quick on their feet, attacking first, and then just relentless from the top position. Gill already scoring back points early in this match.
Gill up 7-0, going for the tilt here. Just 45 seconds in, and Louis Gill, redshirt sophomore, he scores again.
Another three, so up 10-0 already, 10-1.
Gill just relentless here in the first minute.
He's getting one more tilt, and that's probably going to get a technical fall here.
Louis Gill, a North Carolina State transfer.
Right here, Bryce.
Or a real fall.
Right on the edge there of the boundary.
There it is.
There it is. Louis Gill making his Coliseum debut, and it's an impressive one. Again, a young wrestler, just a redshirt sophomore, entering the program. He was 14-3 last year at North Carolina State, and he wins big here as the Mountaineers jump out in front against Glenville State.
Well, just a nice job attacking, like we mentioned, went right after him, attacked him on his feet, attacked him on top, and really didn't give him an opportunity as you want to do, and just really not giving him a chance to breathe a whole heck of a lot, and match ends relatively fast.
Yes, sir.
Gunnar Andrick on the mat. He's a true freshman from Point Pleasant High School in West Virginia. Andrick up against Hunter Ross, a redshirt senior from Glenville State. Let's go over to Jared. He's got Louis Gill, who's already got the first victory today.
Louis Gill, winner in our first match of the evening. Your Hope Coliseum debut. How does it feel to compete in front of these fans for the first time?
Oh, I love it, man. It's super cool here. Big stadium, back near home. Man, it's great.
It is. I mean, you got right out to it, get to work on top, looking really good to start this season. How do you feel about where you're at in your competition?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, you know, I've been wrestling for a lot of my life, so I think finally, after a couple competitions at the beginning of the year, I was kind of just like, I need to start letting it fly, you know. You can only wrestle for so long, so I think something I did really good was not get nervous and just went out there and had fun, and I had a good time, so that was good.
Louis Gill, thank you. Good to see you in the blue and gold. Kyle, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Jared. Again, Louis Gill, North Carolina State transferred. He mentioned closer to home, Pennsylvania native, now wrestling here at WVU. And Tony, what have you seen from Gunnar Andrick early?
Well, he did a nice job on getting to a nice single leg and really on the boundary there, didn't panic a lot. You know, a lot of guys will try to dive at legs and things along those lines. He did a nice job sitting there and pulling him back in without getting his own feet tangled up. Ends up with the three-point takedown and on top. So a nice start for him.
Andrick, again, Point Pleasant High School, four-time West Virginia State champ, and unbeaten as a high school wrestler.
You know, there are not a lot of true freshmen who start on in a program that's especially in a Big 12, but Big 12, Big 10, and ACC. There's not a lot of people who are doing that. So that's a really good testament to how good a homegrown product in West Virginia is becoming, especially at that upper echelon.
Yeah, we're going to see two of them today at the heavier weights, the heavyweight, in fact. Brock Kaler from University High School right here in Morgantown in West Virginia's lineup as a true freshman. There's an escape that gets Ross on the board.
And Andrick, as a true freshman, you know, that's one thing that is a big step up from the high school level to the college level is that mat wrestling. You saw it in American. He was able to get the first takedown of the bout, but then American was able to escape within that short time. Being able to get those tough rides, the quick escapes, that's how you win at the college level. And that's just going to take time and reps for Andrick to catch on here.
Now he's got his head a little bit out of position, so you see that Ross has his shoulder underneath his chin. Now he readjusts that a little bit and goes back around behind to try to get that other leg, and there should be 3. So again, a nice job of not panicking, right? He's got the leg up. Now, anybody who's wrestled know when you got the leg up like that, yes, you're in a good position, but you're also burning energy. Your arms are hurting a bit over a period of time, and being patient and not panicking in there and doing something desperate that you end up losing the takedown. Just a nice job by him.
2 takedowns in the first period here. Andrick will let him go. That's the second escape for Ross. 6-2 lead for the West Virginia freshman.
He's just doing a nice job of playing with space, right? So as he gets close, he sort of changes his levels every once in a while, a little bit of a fake, and there's a nice shot again on that same leg. Time's going to run out, though, at the end of the period, but a good first period in terms of intensity, and now he's got to keep that up.
Excellent first period. Andrick had his back to the clock there, took that shot with just a few seconds left in the period. So good work, but no points, at least in that situation. He'll begin period 2 on top.
Well, that is one of the things about having these 2 mats out here. Normally, you'd have a clock in a spot where you can see it, but that's not going to be the case today. So it's a little bit more challenging in terms of just kind of timing and that kind of thing toward the end of these periods.
We've got Princeton and Appalachian State. They are going at it on the second mat. Mat number 2. Mat number 1, West Virginia against Glenville State. Of course, the Mountaineers will continue on today, battling both Princeton and Appalachian State. Long day today, and I think we're going to see a lot of the freshman Gunnar Andrick today.
Well, more than likely. I mean, he's going to have an opportunity to get some matches in, and like, you know, as Jarrett said, I mean, adjustment to college is a big adjustment. Not just the wrestling part of it, which is part of it, right? But the whole college life thing is an issue, and getting yourself used to being the one who gets yourself up and instead of your parents and all that sort of thing is kind of a challenge in a lot of ways, and your ability to take on those challenges and meet those responsibilities is what helps you make a quicker adjustment.
There's the release there, and Andrick right back to work.
We got a warning on stalling on Ross. A little bit of a roll through. And Ross is in a pretty good position here. Andrick sort of does a nice job of cutting him back down, but you see the leg lock. He's got to kind of lift the leg, try to stay underneath it a little bit, see if he can rock Ross back, which he does. Makes Ross have to give that up, or he's going to give up near fall points if he doesn't.
Final 20 seconds. Third takedown for Andrick. And Andrick had his welcome to Division I wrestling. He had that moment, the opening dual meet of the season against American, and he ran into a ranked opponent and Raymond Lopez. Lopez won that one 8-5. As the buzzer sounds for period number 2, Andrick's in control of this one, up 9-3.
Well, Ross was warned for stalling again, but I think we've given the point to the wrong side. It was a warning red, so it should be Andrick that should have a point. I think it should be 10-2. And here he is, you see, just tries to elevate, keep his shoulder stuck right into his stomach, try to slide it up his chest, and he gets him to bail out and scores that point.
So they do correct the score. Andrick credited with that. Now getting a little medical attention. Looked like they packed the nose. What's going on over there, Jared?
Well, I think it's with the relentless scrambles. You know, we saw that in American too. He was even getting comments from their broadcasting crew. He's a scrappy kid. He's going to fight from every position, and you saw it there. Hunter Ross is an experienced kid for Glenville and was able to put good defense in on Andrick's shot there, able to work his way through and, you know, just getting busted up. That's part of the sport.
So Andrick starting from the bottom. We've seen him work from the top. We've seen him on his feet. Now he begins period 3 on the bottom.
Well, and this is the bigger adjustment from a wrestling standpoint for almost every freshman dealing with being on the bottom. A lot of times in high school, you don't spend a lot of time on the bottom, especially when you have that many wins. And when you do, most of the people that you're wrestling are not great there, so they're not going to keep you down a whole heck of a lot. But at college level, the ability to ride and wear people down is a big deal. So trying to get out. They both use a very similar ride. They got that sort of near arm bar and try to half on that other opposite side. So a little sort of a spiral ride-ish kind of a way of looking at things and trying to turn people over that way.
All right, little blood on the mat, and Andrick getting that nose repacked. I don't care what state you're from, what level you wrestle. When you go through an entire 4-year high school career and not lose a match, that's impressive. I mean, not allow yourself to have a bad day, basically.
No, it's incredibly impressive. And, you know, and then he goes into college and he runs into one of his first dual meets and ends up with a loss. I mean, that tells you a little bit about the jump from high school to college and how challenging that is, especially at any level, really. But if you're in a Power 5 and Division I level, that's people are good. Everybody here is the best guy on their high school team anywhere they went. So, right, and everybody comes from somewhere, and everybody's got fans, and everybody's got people rooting for them. So it's a challenging thing to deal with losses when you're not used to losses in the room, let alone losses out here in a match that counts.
That Point Pleasant High School wrestling program, as Andrew gets out for a point, an 11-3 lead. They've won a total of 9 team state championships in West Virginia, a total of 51 individual state champions, including Andrick, who of course won 4 times. One of the top programs in the state of West Virginia, no doubt. Final 45 seconds here.
Well, in that time he did a much better job on the bottom of getting to his feet and getting up and getting some space and being able to clear himself for the escape. And Ross has to make some calculations there too. If I can't turn him right away, I got to try to do something on my feet to try to get takedowns. Otherwise, you know, you're not going to close this gap at all.
Andrick fends off a shot there. He's remaining aggressive all the way through here. The final 30 seconds in a match that he's in control of.
And I think that's the thing that from a coaching staff that you really like to see, right? Not that you're doing stuff wild, but you're still staying on your offense and you're looking at scoring points, see if you can add a team point or two. And there's a decent shot, but in all this sense, Ross is turning things up a little bit too. Tries to let Gator roll, which is just kind of a desperation thing there to try to get some major points and doesn't do it.
10 seconds left, gonna let him up, let him out. He's got 5 seconds here. Good shot, can he finish? Nope, time runs out. Good aggressive finish.
Oh my gosh, yes.